Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. I, 29F, recently learned my 34M husband has another family. My husband and I had a very fast courtship and engagement. We met and married within 11 months and have been married for 4 years in March. My husband has a job that requires him to travel a lot. Without giving too much information, he is a VP of sales for a company that produces something that's in every house and building in America, so he's constantly working and on the road about 50% of the time. I entered our marriage knowing this and have never had an issue. I learned about 7 months after our wedding that he had actually been engaged to someone else, let's call her Amanda, at the time we met. He claimed he was worried about hurting her as they had been together since high school. However, what hurt me the most is that he did not call off their engagement until he proposed to me. We've worked through that issue thanks to therapy, and we continue to still go to therapy. Early last week I discovered I was pregnant with our 3rd child. He was out of town, so I thought it would be fun to surprise him with the news at his hotel, so I planned on getting a cake with "You're going to be a dad" again delivered to his hotel. I called the hotel asking how I could go about this and was told they didn't have him staying at that hotel. I assumed I had messed up where he was staying, but I knew his company would only put him in that hotel group. I have, admittedly, overlooked some red flags and realized something was going on. I know he's dumb enough to keep all his passwords the same, and I know our passwords for Netflix etc., and logged into his Facebook and Instagram to snoop. While snooping, I found DMs with Amanda that were flirty and she had been tagging him in stories. I called him up and asked him if there was anything he wanted to tell me. He said absolutely not, and I said, "Are you sure? Because I know you're not staying at X hotel, because I was trying to surprise you with something." After now being together, I can pick up on some of his lying tells, and when he tried to tell me he was somewhere else, I called him out on his tell and he said he would be home that night and we could talk. I assumed he was coming home to tell me that he and Amanda were seeing each other, but instead he told me that he had been having an affair with a woman we will call Sarah, and Sarah and him have 2 kids together. He was with her and has not been going on as many work trips since COVID started. The kicker is, he started seeing Sarah while still engaged to Amanda, and his kids with her are 6 and 1, who will be 4 a week before our 4-year anniversary. He and Sarah both claim that they haven't had sexual relations since their youngest was conceived. He was seeing both Sarah, Amanda, and I at once in the beginning of our relationship. I asked him about his DMs with Amanda and he said that they had reconnected at his 15-year school reunion, which I did not go to because I had just given birth 2 nights before, last year, and had been hanging out with old high school friends. I am absolutely devastated and confused. I gave birth to our first son January of 2020, our second son June of 2021, and like I said, I am currently pregnant with our 3rd. The betrayal goes farther with the fact his mother has been helping him hide this secret from everyone. She has been the best grandmother to my boys and is very active in their life and helps me with cleaning our home and giving me time to do things away from the kids. She knew every time he was going to go see Sarah and their kids and never once told me. I'm coming to the realization that everything in my world revolves around him. I can't even begin to talk to my friends about this because all of my friends are his friends' wives. I feel like I am this big joke to his friends and family, and I'm not sure how to change that. I don't have a job because I quit to be able to travel with him when we got engaged. I feel like I'm stuck and don't know how to get out. Has anyone left a marriage not knowing where to go or how to survive? TLDR. My husband has kids from a previous relationship I knew nothing about, and I don't know where I fit anymore. Edit to add, thank you to everyone who's reached out, even if some of your messages were a little odd. I do get that marrying someone in 11 months is fast, but I know many people who have dated far less and been married for 30+ years. It's not like I can go back and fix it now. I'll answer a few questions I saw because I have no real update. I am married to him. I handled all of our wedding paperwork. His high school reunion was at a bar/restaurant downtown. We live in his hometown. He wanted to go and I am incredibly introverted. I like being alone and I did not mind being alone with our newborn as our oldest was with his grandmother. I also want to make it clear, I didn't know about Amanda when we got married. I knew he had an ex-girlfriend from high school but he told me he ended it. He lied to everyone about ending it with her. I found out about it 7 months into our marriage. At that time, I knew Amanda had some issues and he spun it as I knew it was you but I couldn't hurt her. I'm sorry that you've been so deceived. You must be heartbroken. You need to cut this off, I think. He's too far gone to ever come back from that. This isn't one drunk slip up. This is full-blown cheating. It's time to pack your bags. Go to your mother's if you can. Find a place to rent. Also, you have proof of his infidelity, no? I would immediately speak with a lawyer and see what you can get from him. You deserve compensation after basing your life and family around a cheater. Best of luck. This is more than full-blown cheating if you ask me. There's drunk slip up. Then there's cheating. Then there's full-blown cheating like doing it consistently. Then there's having a secret second family with kids for years on end and looping other people into the lie. I don't even know what to call that. Get the heck out, op. I have no advice on how to restart your life. I've never been in your shoes, but I believe in you. Unfortunately, my parents are probably more toxic than he is. I have proof in text messages he's sent through the week and screenshots of his DMs. Back these up somewhere else, like a secret email address or something. Just in case he takes your phone or gains access. Hey, so I think the person you should really be taking this to is a divorce attorney first and a therapist second. It'll be much easier to move on when you see him being accountable and you're well compensated for this trauma. Thankfully, I've been in therapy twice since I found everything out. Keep up with the therapy and good luck with the divorce. He sounds exactly like my dad. Not a good guy to women. Please get rid of him ASAP, you deserve so much better. However, on a positive note, one of my half-sisters who he had with another woman whilst with my mum is my best friend in the entire world and we have an amazing relationship without my dad's involvement. So don't blame the kids, they are all going through the same thing. That calms me a bit because I worry how my kids will act with his kids. I don't blame either of Sarah's kids. They absolutely do not deserve any feelings of ill will. I grew up in a fractured home and my siblings and I have an agreement that none of our shit and drama can go down into our kids' relationships with their cousins, and I will use that exact thought process with their half-siblings. I agree with the other commenters who were telling you to speak with an attorney first and foremost, to make sure you get the alimony and child support you have coming to you. Also, just of course, therapy to start gaining the tools to deal with your new life. Once all of that is on track, if you are in the US, I don't know what resources exist in other countries, please go talk to someone at your local community college. They can get you the training you need to get an excellent career, not just a job, and their financial aid department can often get you grants so there will be zero cost. And, since they're a community college and not a university, they are designed to work with people with kids, people with full-time jobs, etc. You can rebuild your life and give your kids the role model they deserve. I believe in you, op. I am in the US. Thank you so much for the local community college idea. I have a degree in marketing, so thankfully I have that to fall back on. Update: I, 29F, recently learned my 34M husband has another family. Original post here. I officially am a single woman as of today. I want to thank everyone who commented and those who reached out with their ideas and those who have been in the same situation I was in. I took photos of all of the infidelity and lies. One of his friends got a good divorce lawyer, and my ex knew he was ducked from the start, so it was speedy, and he gave me half of everything and is paying far more than I expected for child support and is granting me spousal support for a while. I reached out to a few of the wives when I found things out, and shockingly his friend group picked me and not him. That was the most surprising thing out of this. These are friends he said for 20 plus years. They opened up a lot of his behavior, and a few of the wives actually were getting ready to tell me about his flirty encounters with Amanda, but as a mom with 2 kids under 2 they were concerned with my mental health and were going to tell me at the end of the month at a mom's getaway we were having. I didn't have a job when I left, but one of his friends' wives owns a marketing company, which is what my job was before we got married, and told me when I was ready she'd have a job ready for me. I started that job back in April and have actually been enjoying it. I am still pregnant. That was a decision I made on my own. I love being a mom and my boys are my whole world. I was going back and forth on it, but I truly love our children. It was not an easy decision to come to, but I'll figure it out one day at a time like I have for the last 6 months. The good thing that came out of this is that it actually had me call my parents. My parents and I have never had the best relationships. I left home at 18 and moved halfway across the country. Where I live now is only a 4-hour drive from my parents, and have seen them once outside my wedding since I moved here. My mom dropped her whole life when I called her. She doesn't have the healthiest life when she's alone, so about 8 weeks after my Reddit post I asked if she wanted to move here and help me take care of the kids, under specific circumstances, and she agreed and has been doing so much better, and our relationship is slowly growing to become a healthy, kind one. Thankfully our kids are young, the boys are 2 and 1, so they'll only really know mom and dad weren't together. He's a wonderful dad. I have tried my hardest to be the bigger person and have even had Sarah and her kids over so he can have all his kids together. He's as great as a dad to her kids as he is to mine. I had a few people reach out to me who have half siblings from affairs, and they gave me great insight. I will do my best to keep my kids around Sarah's kids. I'm still in therapy and do not ever plan on giving that up. To answer the number 1 question I got: why did I let my husband go to his high school reunion when I had just given birth? Have you all seen those videos on YouTube of like the guy who never left his hometown? That is my ex in a nutshell. I would rather him go out for 4 hours to give me alone time with our newborn than hear about how he missed his high school reunion for what I thought was going to be the rest of my life. Our older son was with grandma that night anyway, so it was just me and the babe. I wasn't going to complain that someone wasn't in my way for 4 hours. Sounds like you're doing just great. Awesome. Had my good and bad days. There was about a good 3 weeks where I couldn't get out of bed. I was so bad, but having it legally takes a whole lot of weight off my shoulders. I think you are a formidable woman anyway, but the way you and Sarah are keeping the siblings involved in each other's lives is especially wonderful of you to do for your kids. Best of luck to you. I'm so happy for you and I wish you all the best moving forward. I was kind of shocked his mother helped him hide his secrets, and she should be ashamed of herself for that. I think his mom was afraid to lose him. His dad passed unexpectedly when he was in elementary school, and his stepdad and mom divorced a year before we got married. He financially takes care of her. I think she went along with it to keep that. She apologized to me and Sarah. I want nothing to do with her outside of her helping with my sons, so my relationship with her is over. Which hurt more than the divorce, weirdly, smiley face. Wow, I'm glad everything ended up kind of working out for you. Did Sarah know about you? I can't believe you had her in your home with his secret kids. You're a way stronger woman than I am. She did know about me, but she also was led to believe I knew about her. She has shown me countless amounts of evidence and proof that he lied about me just as much as he lied to me. He made it seem like I was a selfish, unkind woman who didn't want their kids around me. She wasn't even made aware of our oldest child until I was pregnant with the second. She was starting to put pieces together that he wasn't being truthful, so she started recording him and their conversations. Wait, so who did he wind up with at the end of this tale? Is he still with Sarah? Back with Amanda? I gotta know. Neither. But he's got a new girlfriend. I'm so glad you're doing better. You've handled this way better than I would have. I am curious to on how long Sarah has known about this and what her thoughts on the matter are. Sarah was basically led to believe I knew about her and actively chose to not be around them. She's not shocked. Sarah met him when he was engaged to Amanda. She got pregnant with their oldest very early on and they basically became FWB. They were never anything serious because he was engaged to Amanda. They continued being FWB while he dated me, but they promised they stopped as soon as we weren't engaged. Wow, from both your posts and comments it's clear you are a very level-headed, kind person. That's going to serve you well and your children are lucky to have you as a mother. I'm a divorce attorney and I see so many people that cannot set aside their negative feelings for a no-good cheater husband even for the sake of their kids. I see people every single day who put their kids in the middle or use them as pawns, or badmouth the other parent, or even say things to the kids like you're as bad as your dad, etc. It's lovely to be reminded that some parents will not do that to their children even if their ex is a boss. My parents are those people. Divorced when I was 8 and I was always the tug of war in the middle. I don't want to put my kids through that. I can bite my lip and complain to adults about their dad and just let them have loving parents. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.